So I want you to imagine of someone surviving 100 minutes CPR, and then add on top of that they were swept away in a creek and have been gone for an hour and a half. And then lastly, add on top of that they're 2. What 2-year-old can swim? What 2-year-old can be in the water that long without drowning? Today on Myth or Miracles, we want you to decide, is this a myth or is this a miracle? Hear all the facts, all the evidence that I have, so that way you can make your choice by the end of the video and write it down in the comments. Okay, to get into it, the boy was playing with his siblings by a creek. I guess the parents weren't watching him very well, and he got too close. He fell into the creek, or maybe walked into the creek, and because it was moving too fast, it swept him downstream. The boy was literally found about a quarter of a mile downstream in this freezing cold creek an hour and a half after he went missing. The neighbor found him too, of all people, and the boy was face down in the creek and caught in tree branches as the water raged past him. Remember, this creek is extremely cold, which is actually a benefit when you're drowning, because sometimes it does, preserve the body and the person. But usually oxygen deprivation follows and causes long-term effects. So when the paramedics finally got to the boy, which wasn't too long after, the boy's blood's acidic level was at a pH of 6.5. Now, mind you, a normal blood pH is in 7.35. That's huge. It's a big difference. So the acidity level of the blood actually caused acidosis, which can lead to kidney failure, respiratory problems, bone damage, a whole bunch of things, and even brain damage because of the lack of oxygen and the CO2 buildup. However, the boy defied all these normal expectations and finally got a pulse after that more than 100 minutes of CPR, which is crazy. The mother of the boy really contributes this to the family and local church groups banding together to pray for him at the very time his pulse returned. The physician who oversaw the boy while he was in the pediatric intensive care unit says, to his delight, that the boy was actually conscious and answered questions about 8 hours after the pulse started again, which is crazy. The physician considered this, and I quote, "The rare collocation of factors that preserve the child are miraculous," which I agree, it is miraculous. Like, who hears of something like this happening and surviving? Like, it's very rare. And then also, if they do survive, like we said before, brain damage or some type of crazy damage has happened to the body or the mind. But a week later, after the boy's resuscitation from death, a CNN news truck came out and saw the boy running around playfully and interviewed the parents, and the parents were basically just as astonished and awe-inspired by what happened, like everyone else. And so that's a story, and we want you to decide, is this a myth or is this a miracle? Please let us know in the comments below, because this is a crazy story.